I'm on the bus. I'm on the 261. I'm not driving the 261 because I've got using both hands. I'm on my way to Bromley North to pick up my bus. Got my raincoat on today. Miserable. So the world has finally gone to shit. Ukraine's up in arms. It just beggars belief how this Russian man, I ain't gonna name him, can do what he's done, and for what reason? I just don't get it. I really, I despair. Humanity has just fallen off a cliff. I don't know. So, what else is going on? Tube strike yesterday. Tube strike solidarity with tube workers who are on strike, or gone on strike again tomorrow, I believe, because their bosses have decided that final salary pensions aren't needed anymore. And I know they're a thing of the past, but they're grandfathered in. You know, I mean, they've got those rights. And the other one is, what's the other? Oh yeah, they've decided that the remote sign-on buses where you can sign on anywhere. You don't have to sign on at the depot, and that's going to happen on the tubes. So my mate, who works out in North Greenwich, runs all the way up to Wembley. Tube nerds, let me know. Where does North Greenwich go to? I think it goes to Wembley. It goes that way anyway. So they could say to him, "Oh, tomorrow morning you're starting in Wembley at 4 o'clock." So that means he's got to get up at 2:30, drive all the way to Wembley from southeast London. It's just not right. It's just wrong. It's wrong. And the same with the buses. And as soon as the bus industry realises that it's wrong, the better. Because you don't get any paid. You don't get any paid any extra for running halfway across London to drive your train or to drive your bus. In fact, the average driver in London, bus driver, will be down 100, 200 odd quid a week, if not more. No, that's wrong. We've worked this out before, haven't we? So you're looking at an hour a day, and an hour a day on a 5-day rota. If you're on DR35, which is the highest rate, you're on 20 quid an hour. You work it out. So it's £100 a week. You'd be worse off. So it's just fundamentally wrong. The whole thing. Ukraine's gone up. I've got a mate of mine, known him for years. He's Ukrainian. He's as English as I am. He was born here. His parents are Ukrainian. He's gone back. He did 10 years in the army over here, and now he's gone back, and he's going to kick some Russian ass. It's just, he's his 3 brothers. His uncle's gone back over there. It's the Balkans all over again. Apart from the Balkans, where all the men in the Balkans disappeared and let the women do the fighting. That's another story we won't go into. Spent a lonely time just outside of Split. Split is an awful place. It probably was lovely when people were trying to blow it up. But, yeah, another story for another day. But yeah, solidarity to Ukraine. It's almost like we're living in the 50s. I want to blow you up. I've got nuclear bombs. It's ridiculous. He's unilaterally made that decision on his own. I know he's a nutter. He's ex-KGB. He's an ex-recruiter for the KGB. So he's clever. He's not a stupid man. I just don't get it. I really don't. I don't know. Where does it stop next? Ukraine, we're going to join NATO. But Hungary's joined NATO. Where do we march in? Do we march into Hungary next? Or should they have done Hungary first? Poland, back in 1992, 92, 93, options for change, something like that, 93. I went to work in Hungary. We were going out there, we went to assess the capabilities of the Hungarian army so they can, whether they were capable of joining NATO. Bearing in mind they had a conscript army at the time, very few regular soldiers. I mean, great lads, really good lads, but they all carried the old rolled up seamstresses tape measures. They had one of those rolled up, and for every month they cut a bit off. Every month they cut another bit off, another bit, until they had the little metal bit, and then they had it stamped with the date, and that was their time up. So they all had it, it's quite sweet. That was a million years ago. It sounds like, feels like. My leader going out. Ooh, how long have I got left? Oh, got a little while yet. Just a little while yet. What else was I going to say? Oh yeah, go on the bike. I am Son's taxi, so I have no taxi at the moment. I have no transport, so I'm getting the bus with the muggles. I don't like it. I don't mind driving you around, but I don't want to sit next to you. Yeah. What was I going to say? Oh yeah. So I've got this particular duty 22. I'm on duty 22, and it's the 2nd of the 2nd, 22. So there you go. Is it an omen? So yeah. So my duty at the end of the day, I've got a really short first half and a really long second half. But I take the bus back to the depot. So I got on the 358 last night, and I was going to the shop across the road, and I got off the bus, and there's a fellow I know. I think I apologise if you're not the same bloke. He's a young fellow, usually drives the 208. He was on the 358 yesterday. So I wave, Jay. Decker J, I think he's got, I'm not sure if he's got a YouTube channel or not, but anyway. I was walking across the road and he called me back. I said, oh, okay. So I don't do autographs, and he laughed. But he said, when he was going through training, he was looking at Module 4, looking for tips on how to pass it. And he came across my videos, and it really helped him. And it was, and those sort of things really make my day. It's made my week, to be honest. If I can help anybody in any way, I will. I suppose that's why I do trade union stuff. I've been doing it all. I must have taken 30 phone calls this morning before I came to work. And by the my phone's on silent. And by the time I look at it tonight, it'll be another 30 calls. And they'll have to be dealt with in the morning, and so on and so on and so on and so on. The only time I catch up is when I'm on a day off, and you really don't want to do any day off, but you've got to anyway. But yeah, so he came in. He said how much I helped them, and there's another fellow. He said, "Oh, your videos have inspired me to become a bus driver," and I'm chuffed. I really am. I'm not the best bus driver. I'm not the best I'm not the, what's the word I'm looking for? The role model, if that's what you're looking for. But I'm proper chuffed. Anyway, that's my run for the day. Have a great week. Stay out of the rain. It's going to stop raining. It's just drizzly today, but what a miserable day it was yesterday. So, have a great rest of the week. I'll pop in and see you sometime over the weekend, no doubt. And I'll speak to you another day. Take care.